In this video, I'm sharing 5 powerful drawing exercises that will transform your drawing skill and unlock your creative potential. Stick around until the end, as I've got one bonus tip that will take these drawing exercises and take them to the next level.
1 point perspective. Perspective is how artists create the illusion of depth on a surface. Objects closer to us appear larger, objects further away appear smaller, and parallel lines appear to converge to a point at a distance. That point is called the vanishing point. In 1 point perspective, all lines that go into depth converge towards a single vanishing point on the horizon. Start by drawing a horizontal line. Place a vanishing point somewhere along it. Draw a simple square or rectangle for the front face of the box. For each of the corners, draw lines that converge towards the vanishing point. Close the back of the box by connecting these lines. Use a pencil for this exercise. Add shading to the side of the boxes. This makes it look more believable and helps your brain register the 3D space. Practice boxes that sit above and below the horizontal line as well. Boxes above the line make it feel like we're looking up at the box, and boxes below the line make it feel like we're looking down on them. Try experimenting with different sizes of vanishing points on your horizon line. Even small changes can make your boxes feel closer or further away. Notice how the brain automatically interprets these distances. This is the core understanding of perspective. You can also use light guidelines to plan multiple boxes in a row. So if you're creating a small scene or street, this is excellent practice for building complex compositions later. Keep practicing with boxes of different sizes and distances. Notice how lines converge towards the vanishing points and how shading helps create depth. This exercise builds the foundation for all the other perspective work we're going to be doing in this video. 2 point perspective. This is used for drawing corners of objects and creating a sense of 3D within your shapes. Here, instead of just drawing one vanishing point, there are 2 on the horizon line. Start with a vertical line. This is the corner of your box. These 2 vanishing points far apart on the horizon. Avoid putting them too close together, otherwise your boxes will look distorted. Draw lines from these vanishing points and draw your boxes. Close the back of the box with line going towards the vanishing points. Remember, vertical lines stay vertical. Only the sides go to the vanishing point. Draw boxes above and below the horizon line to practice looking up and down at the objects. Shade the side differently to enhance the illusion of depth, just like you did on the 1 point perspective exercise. Another tip is to slightly vary the angles of your boxes. Real life buildings and objects rarely sit perfectly aligned. This adds realism to your practice and trains your eye to see subtle perspective shifts, which will make your drawings feel more dynamic and natural when you move on to full scenes or interiors. Experiment with boxes of varying heights and width. This is how you can create urban sketches and landscapes realistically. 3 point perspective. This adds a 3rd vanishing point on the horizon line, usually above or below the horizon. This is used when looking up at a tall object or down from a high viewpoint. Place 2 vanishing points on the horizon line like before, then a 3rd vanishing point either above or below your box. Vertical lines now converge towards this 3rd point, creating a more dynamic, realistic effect. Again, try and place your vanishing points far enough apart, or your boxes or people or whatever you're drawing will become quite distorted if they are close together. Draw several boxes using 3 point perspective. Notice how the scale changes dramatically depending on which vanishing point the lines go to. Your boxes will feel more alive and less flat. At this point, if you're enjoying this exercise, take a moment to smash the like button and subscribe to the Portrait Guru for even more tutorials like this in the future. I really appreciate the support. Drawing ahead and understanding structure. Perspective isn't just for boxes, it's everywhere. Every head, face, and facial feature converges to perspective. The front, sides, and planes of the face all follow the same rules. Start by drawing a box. This represents the skull, and add a sphere to that box. Add a vertical center line for symmetry and add horizontal lines to convey the eye level. Depending on the angle, the eye line may curve slightly. That's perspective in action. Add the nose, mouth, and jawline in proportion to the 2-point perspective. Following the center line and plane to the face. Notice how features shrink or stretch depending on your viewpoint. Looking up at the face, the jaw appears larger and the forehead smaller. Looking down, it's the opposite. Understanding perspective in heads teaches you more about portraits. It helps you design entire environments, think of buildings, streets, or landscapes. Every object obeys the same rules as the head. If you can visualize planes and depth in a face, you can apply it to any complex scene. Practice by drawing heads from different angles. Add shadings to the planes of the face to emphasize depth, just like you did with the boxes. This strengthens your spatial understanding and improves your ability to draw complex structures naturally. Once you're comfortable with heads in perspective, try combining them with background objects like a chair, table, or window. Place these elements in the same perspective grid as your head if you want. This will challenge you to keep the proportions consistent across multiple objects in a scene. You'll start noticing how every element interacts in space, from the size of your hand in the foreground to a building in the distance. This is exactly what professional artists do to create believable illustrations and also concept art. Drawing boxes without grid lines, using your imagination. Start with a T shape as the front edge of your box. From there, draw the sides and the lines through the box to indicate hidden edges. Shade one side and bolden the outer edges to create depth. This is important. Lines should recede towards a vanishing point, not towards the viewer. Otherwise, your boxes will look off. Fill a whole page of boxes this way. And once you're done, grab a ruler and a color pen to check your accuracy. Mark where your lines were correct and where they drifted. This teaches precision, your internal understanding of perspective. You can also try overlapping boxes and partially hidden edges. This forces your brain to visualize 3D space in a more advanced way, building confidence to draw from imagination without relying on guidelines. Once you're comfortable, you can start experimenting with different viewpoints, slightly above, slightly below, to create more dynamic and interesting compositions. Really try and push the boat out and experiment with different angles, experiment with different subjects, and really try and get out of your comfort zone. The more you do this, the faster perspective will feel second nature to you. So I urge you to keep practicing in your sketchbook as often as possible. And if you're a bit inconsistent with your drawing habits and you want to improve, check out the video in the top right corner. It will definitely help you build a strong drawing habit foundation. Comment me below with any questions or share your attempts. I'd love to hear from you. Keep practicing and you'll be able to draw confidently from imagination and real life. And I highly recommend you checking out this video coming up.